listening to the Chartographers.
Hello! Wait, what were you doing?
I was gonna
a casual hello?
I was gonna do a casual hello.
That's not what we do.
Hey everybody! Welcome back to the Chartographers. It is the Chartographers Aftershow, so we're not going to be ranking every album from worst to first, because that's what we do. No, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. This is just kind of a little outside the break kind of format thing, because we have the happy episodes, we have our main casts, and of course we also have, every once in a while, the Charties, the world-famous award show that everyone listens to and loves, without question. But really the biggest thing is that we kind of wanted to take a little breaks, largely because so many people have actually genuinely asked me, hey, when are you guys doing the podcast again? When's the podcast starting up? Blah, 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 blah. This is a way to silence the haters and naysayers for once and for all. So we're going to just give them a little update on what we got.
Is that what this is?
Really personal, petty, vindictive shit?
Wow, I had no idea about these details for the motivation of this episode. I thought this was just a fun little lead-in to our new season.
Which is also exactly true. Anyway, I'm Evan.
Hi. Yeah, that's it? Just I'm Evan? Alright.
Yeah.
Just, we're throwing the formula to the wind.
A little bit, kind of.
Alright. Hey, it's me, it's Taran.
Yeah.
I'm the other chartographer.
Yes, the lead captain of this great ship of sound greatness that we have every single time. Yeah, that's right, we're getting right back into it, baby. And the biggest thing is kind of weird, I kind of wanted to do this a little bit too, just to kind of get the gears a little bit greased up of it, because guys, it's been a while. It's been at least 9 months since we last, more than 9 months since we last taped an episode.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, so we basically had, this is our baby, basically. So 9 months gestation for a new season, that seems about right. But more importantly, though, we just had a lot of stuff in life going on at then. As I like to remind people, when people ask me, oh, hey, how was your summer? I'm just like, oh, we went ahead, I got married, moved into a new place, got a new cat, got a new job, all that kind of stuff. It's been
you only change everything in your life.
Every little thing possible. This is the only thing that really is connected to my old life, is this wonderful podcast that we do with Taran, my now husband, who is wonderful and incredible, and I love him dearly. But mainly, the biggest thing is that a lot of people are just like, hey, they still, even at parties, even at other places, events that we go to and concerts, people still actually are just like, oh yeah, that podcast. Oh, you should have me on for that podcast. Or there's people.
I don't know that it happens that often.
True, but there are also sometimes people like, oh yeah, we meant to have that person on there.
Oh right, we were going to do that one episode. We talked about this 3 years ago.
Exactly. We have a list though. We've been maintaining this list for a little bit of what we have in mind for the future. So it's going to be happening. But basically, we wanted to spend this time to officially announce what Season 4 is going to be. And it's going to be a small one. It's going to be a small boy. It's going to be only 5 artists that we're going to be doing, just very quick and simple, done. And because it's so small and so strange, unlike the previous 15 artist behemoths that we've done for the previous seasons, it's going to be weird, guys. It's going to be very, very personal. It's going to be stuff that we're going to do just for ourselves. We're not going to come back and be like, oh, we're going to do the Rolling Stones or something like big or gigantic like that. No. That's not what we're doing. It's just going to be fun little, joyous little, cute little intricacies that we have with ourselves. Taran is once again.
This is bad content. This is... It's fine.
Okay. I mean, I think we put out episodes of bad content in it before, and yet, somehow they are listened to. Also, one thing that happened while we were away, somehow we wound up coming across 20,000 overall plays, so thank you. X is now out of 21,000, just small things like that. Long story short, people who are listening and keep listening, I really appreciate it. It's really, really cool. And also, because of that swell of support, we're now going to be entering into the merchandise market. We're going to get our own makeup palette made. I'm wearing it right now. I realize in retrospect that this is a podcast and no one can see my face, but
the Chartographers palette.
What would it be called?
It would just be called the Chartographers palette.
Oh, okay. I thought it'd be like Sounds Like Beauty or something like that. The worst.
Yeah, we're still workshopping it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, it'll be out by the end of, the world. So anyway, new season, 5 new artists. There's one joint artist that we kind of have and some that are kind of personal to us. So we're just going to kind of go down the line. First off is one that is kind of personal to both of us, actually. We have a couple things. And that is, we're going to be doing an episode on Yona Lee / I Am Am I Who Am I. If you don't know who she is, I strongly recommend you just type her into Google. You just type in the phrase without spaces, I am I, who am I? Which sounds like a riddle, which kind of is. Just absolutely crazy Swedish pop artist who makes compelling visuals, who makes kind of like somewhat boundary-breaking electronic music as well. She's kind of FKA Twigs-ish, but it's kind of the pop idiom instead of R&B. I don't know how exactly to describe like exactly what she does, but it's great. It's kind of I don't want to say like a more accessible Bjork, but sometimes I feel like that's kind of a somewhat easier way to describe her to people to a degree.
That's an interesting way of putting it, yeah. Because she isn't Bjork.
Yeah, at all.
She's almost like Robin meets Bjork.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit,
yeah, I can see that a little bit. We got to meet her over this past year, which was kind of crazy. And she is lovely, and she knows who I am, and it was very sweet of her. But like, that's not the reason. Like, we've just been in awe of her for some time, and she used to be this Sheryl Crow type-ish artist back in Sweden. But anywho, long story short, we're going to be doing an episode on her, so please get familiar with these and the many other artists that we'll be doing over this next season. Taran, who else are we going to be doing this season?
After Yana Lee, we're going to be going out of left field. Our first concept episode, if you will. It's not an artist, really. We are going to be ranking the Tarantino soundtracks, especially since now he has allegedly put out his final film. It seems like a nice time to sort of put this capper. But this is an idea that we've had for a long time with our friend Dave, who had the movie podcast that we sort of took our inspiration from.
Film Enthusiast, yeah. And you might remember Dave Coop from our Guster episode that we had out in season 3. But he's a big movie guy. That's kind of his, like, and honestly, like, I just kind of wanted to see, like, I know he can talk about movies very eloquently, but I just wasn't sure, how, well he could describe rock music or things like that. But he is, so when you heard the Guster episode, he was a fantastic guest. I'm so happy to have him and our good friend John Gleason-Teskey back on as well. He's now Chartographers All-Star. He's going to be coming back to it. And it's going to be weird, too, because doing a soundtrack, like, as you rank it, like, are some of the songs by themselves better than the movies? And I think, and personally for me, like, I know people who are giant fans of, like, the Twilight movie soundtracks, because, like, legitimately, they're just compilations of great music. They're better than the movie themselves, arguably, basically all the time, always, in every case. And so it's one of those weird things of just, like, is there a time when a soundtrack speaks more? Because, I mean, Tarantino movies are known for their music. So I'm just going to be curious to see how it goes, how we go about it and how we rank it. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be hard too, like for me, like The Hateful Eight, that's a pure orchestral score. There's no cool, sweet little song selections in there. So we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, that we just barely saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Had mixed feelings about it, I think is a very strong way to put it. But
it was a very well-made film.
Yes, it's
just
drags a little bit, guys. Got to be honest with you.
I think meandering is a good word.
Mm-hmm. But I also, people like Dave who are cinephiles have a lot of more passion to say. So, long story short, we'll be getting into that. Then, after that, we're going to be doing 2 artists that I'm very, very excited about. Shelby Lynn is a country artist, and because it's one of the things where I feel like when I look back at a lot of the artists that we've done a lot of pop, alternative, rock, that's rap, that's kind of been like our fan base, or what we've done before. And I kind of wanted, I feel like we both wanted to expand what we're wanting to do this season, so this mini season of Weird Shit, awesome. Tarantino soundtracks, different, weird, new, unusual. And I feel like Shelby Lynn, I feel like that one is genuinely pushed towards country because, to be 100% honest, I mean, I like a lot of country. I like Maren Morris. I like Brandi Carlile. Their new supergroup, The Highwomen, is actually very, very fun. It's a good album. But more importantly, I don't have the most, it's not usually my go-to, but Shelby Lynn rubs a spot for me that is just so fantastic. She started out as a teenager as a product of, yes.
She rubs your spot? Yeah?
So she started out as a teenager. She was basically did 4 albums where she was just singing songs that were largely written by her for her, and so she kind of wanted to branch out and write her own stuff. So when she did finally do that with kind of a reintroduction album called I Am Shelby Lynn, which I think came out in 2001, that's when people are just like, oh wait, she's a really good and powerful artist who kind of breaks the rules of what a country album should do. And then she won the Grammy for Best New Artist that year, which was interesting embarrassing, given it was her 6th album, and she made a joke about that on stage. But since then, she's become fiercely independent. She's just a top-notch songwriter that just has a lot of different... It's not country in the way that a lot of people know it, so I've always been a fan of her. I don't love every single album from hers, but, like, for me, part of the reason is that, like, I like filling in gaps in each of our collective, knowledges. So, like, for me, like, the other year when we did Talking Heads, I had, Lord's blind spot for me, learned a lot, fantastic. And for me, it's just one of the things, like, I haven't had a moment to be like, Taran, we should sit down, listen to some Shelby Lynn. This is the freaking moment for it, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
I'm excited to experience this with you.
Do you have a favorite country artist, just out of curiosity?
Oh, yeah, no, not really. I mean, I definitely, I like a smattering of odd country songs, but it's not a genre I've dove deep into.
There's not like an album that's just like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what comes to mind is like Nickel Creek, but that's not even really country. It's more like bluegrass.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would say I have a specific one.
Bryce Isell still wants to do a Nickel Creek episode at some point. So. Oh
wow.
Yeah, he is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He is absolutely. Did you not know this?
I'd be down for that.
Okay.
We could have Karita on for that one. She's why I know them.
Ah, okay.
Do they have enough albums?
We'll have to look into that.
I think they only have 4.
Because they did that one comeback album like 3 or 4 years ago.
Right,
yeah.
But I don't think they had that many before they took their hiatus.
Yeah, that might be their 3rd or 4th. We're going to look into it. Breaking news right now. And also for the record, although we're going over these, I'm really excited to get people pumped up about the new season. Subject to change, obviously, clearly. There's, things that
I don't think so. We're starting to record right now. We should have our lineup ready, right?
Right. It's just a matter of securing some wonderful guests, which we're getting into. Then the other one is a standby of mine. Probably is one of those things where like I just keep looking back over my life and you just kind of realize certain artists that like you come back to are just like, wow, that may not have affected me much now, but at the time was profoundly influential. Holy shit, Butch Walker absolutely did that. He rubbed that thing for me. It was really great. But Butch Walker, whole new season of this. Butch Walker, he is a rock guy. He used to be in the band The Marvelous 3. They had a one-hit wonder in 1998 with Freak of the Week. Still a great song. I remember getting that CD like, oh my god, this is the most amazing album I've ever heard. And then like, it was like teenage me. This is around the time when after I saw Mission Impossible 2, I'm like, I'm going to make a list of the greatest movies of all time. And I put Mission Impossible 2 at number 1. Just because basically it was like a young teenager and like, let me just list all the movies that I'd seen. Like, it was a very pinpoint worldview. So,
Wow.
I know. Long story short, a lot to learn. But Butch Walker grew up with me to a degree because after he did that band, he did a solo album. A really funny and largely forgotten about solo album. The production that he did was so distinct and so unique that he wound up getting a lot of gigs producing for other rock acts and Avril Lavigne and a whole bunch of other people. And then, working with Taylor Swift and, doing kind of his own thing. He did a lot of solo albums. He kind of has a career as a producer for a lot of mainstream rock acts like Panic at the Disco, and then another side career of like a solo artist that people really passionately care about. We have a guest lined up for this one who is an absolute Butch Walker super fan, and I'm really excited to just like dive in. I remember like she was a coworker at a job I had, and just like, hey, so what kind of music are you into? She's like, oh, stuff no one's ever heard of, and she's like, try me. And she said, Butch Walker, and I just lost my goddamn mind. They're like, how can someone else actually know? It was, it's like the little secret that you share between people when you find out someone else's favorite artist is like, oh yeah, no, that's mine too, by the way. Just like, it's amazing. Like people that we keep meeting at Skylar Spence shows that are just like, fascinating, wonderful people.
Such a specific type.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited to dive into that. And then of course we were closing the season with something we haven't ever done before, an artist that records in a non-English language.
I'm so pumped to record this episode. I still don't know who our guest is going to be, but like I was very into K-pop post Gangnam Style. I, clicked on a recommended video and then just got sucked into a hole, and I lived a full K-pop life for probably about 4 years there. I've fallen out of it a little bit, but
yeah. It was like 2012, 2013.
And there's a lot of like really big companies that have a ton of acts that like use their in-house writing and production stables, and like the artist that we're doing, Brown Eyed Girls, is a huge act in South Korea, but they aren't from one of those big labels, which I think is part of why they have been allowed to be as boundary pushing as they are. The content of their music videos is very taboo oftentimes, talking about sexuality and like political statements and resistance, and their music itself is always such a crazy mishmash of different styles, even to a higher degree than most K-pop is. K-pop oftentimes will take like European trash house and like reggaeton and trap and like have breaks from all of those different genres in a single song, and you're like, what is going on? And I feel like Brown Eyed Girls does a similar thing, but they take individual elements and just sort of weave them together into this crazy intercultural thing. And I'm just so freaking excited to talk about them and have you listen to all of their albums, because that's the other thing is like truly all of their B-sides and album tracks are like on a higher level than I feel like a lot of K-pop acts are. So that's why we're doing them.
I know, and Taran's been good to introducing me to a lot of stuff prior to the big BTS Blackpink breakthrough that happened in North America, because there's just like so much more behind all of this too, and especially when you get back to a group that's been around as long as Brown Eyed Girls have.
I mean, they debuted in I think 2006 was their first EP.
Wasn't Abracadabra 2010?
2009, yeah.
Oh my god, that's 10 years of Abracadabra. Abracadabra is one of their most famous songs. If you need to know anything about Brown Eyed Girls, look up Abracadabra, because A, the song is goddamn killer. B, you need to also see the dance that they do, which Psy wound up borrowing, and quite literally borrowing, he fully acknowledges where it came from, for his music video for Gentlemen. So, like, it's just so
fascinating.
Actually,
a member of Brown Eyed Girls, Guyan, is in the Gentlemen video doing the dance, which is why it's like, oh yes, it's a direct reference to.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because like ever since listening, my familiarity to the level, because they put out a lot of EPs and mini albums, and it's just like a whole different label culture that they have there. But the thing that was fascinating to me is that a lot of times when I've listened to some of these like all the way through, there's usually like the big single or maybe the second single if you're lucky, and then sometimes there's just a lot of filler stuff.
And there's there's a huge dearth in quality most of the time on K-pop albums, where it's just like, you know, they had these songs lying around, and so they had this group of teenage girls record them. And instead, with Brown Eyed Girls, you can really tell that there's 4 artists here working together, and they have such creative control. And like their rapper always writes their own verses, and like it's just really cool to see.
It's gonna be really, really exciting. I will say one thing that's been really cool is that since Taran's kind of gotten me into that world, is that I was around for what was really the first concept album that was released by a K-pop group, which was the Wonder Girls. They put out this 80s synth record kind of at a time when everyone else was kind of doing the Euro pre-trap kind of like thing, and it was just a crazy thing to listen to. Like, wow, this is like damn solid. This is like extremely fun. And then they did another record after that, which is very weird, and I did not like it, but still, it was fun. Anywho, Brown Eyed Girls, that's going to be another thing that's going to be happening. So yeah, as you could tell, very personal, very eccentric, very different kind of things, because I feel like, especially after we've been doing this for as many years as we have now, which is a weird thing to say, years, but like we just want to mix it up a little bit. Like the format's the same. I feel like we get better with every season, and just in terms of narrowing down the parts of the stuff we want to talk about, making it entertaining, making it fun, what have you. But like I'm just excited to get a little freaky, as they say, which is going to be the name of our palette, right? Freaky music. No, not working. Okay. The other thing. No. Taran always shutting me down, the best part of the podcast.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, but the other thing I wanted to talk about briefly was, because we've been gone for so long, I've been posting a lot of stuff on the Facebook group for the Chartographers, so like whenever like my most iconic album art feature that came out a while ago, I posted that on there. Follow us on there if you get a chance, and Twitter. Those are the main places that we're at. But I just kind of wanted to jump in and kind of talk about something since we've been gone for so long. 2019 is still going on. I asked Taran to bring in to hear what his 2 favorite albums were from 2018, because I was just I feel like we talk about it, but again, that was like 9 months ago, so I'm like super curious, and I want to see what you had down.
Yeah, well, I'm only gonna do this if we promise that sometime in our season wrap up we talk about this year, because it feels weird that we're recording in October and we're talking about last year, but So I went looking at my lists and things again, and while I think there were a couple albums that were definitely frontrunners for me, like obviously the Casey Musgraves is
Golden Hour.
Just absolutely phenomenal start to finish.
Born in a hurry.
It's absolutely a contender. The Leon Bridges album was really, really solid. I listened to like a handful of songs, probably like 200 times off of that thing.
Damn.
Like I actually truly, truly fell in love with Leon Bridges this year, or last year. But I think that as far as like my two favorite albums that just make me feel things, and you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The first is the Troye Sivan. Because I'm a gay boy, and it was just so refreshing to hear such well-made mainstream pop music with gay lyrics. I don't know. It's a small thing, but like
it's a big thing.
It's a big thing, and it's to have that relatability. Because there have been gay pop stars for decades, but so many of them tried to obscure it, and like you can go back and you say, oh, this song is totally about how they were gay and they couldn't talk about it. But just to have this like out and proud gay man just living his truth and still being masculine but wearing makeup and having a gay porn star in his music video, and just like it was just
liberating,
iconic.
And it's weird because even his last album, Blue Neighborhood, was very much not about that. It was still like obscured. He was very much in metaphor for a lot of it.
Yeah, the music videos were
still pretty gay.
Pretty damn gay.
Yeah.
But this definitely took it to a different level.
Yeah, and I think that is an absolutely fantastic choice.
And then my other choice
his second one
is the polar opposite of that in comparison, with Unknown Mortal Orchestra's Sex and Food.
Damn!
Like spacey. I don't even know how to describe it. It's really its own thing. It definitely feels like the audio quality could be from the 70s. It reminds me of like Bibio, but also Bibio taking acid. Like, Unknown Mortal Orchestra is just this like weird fuzzy rock guitar. Like some of it's really like grating and a little out of key, but still incredibly melodic. And he writes these jazzy melodies that no one else even attempts to pull off. He has all these strange intervals and odd harmonies, and it just works. It works so well, and he had a bunch of my favorite songs of the year off of there.
That was a great record. It was like, the thing is, it was one of those great records where every single song is different. Not necessarily its own genre, but the texture, the color, the feel of it is so distinct.
The color of every song is so different from the one before.
Honey bee. Like, I just think about, like, there's so many melodies that come to mind from, like, the heavy psych rock. I agree with that. That was actually my number 2 pick as well, but I have a backup just in case.
Oh, yeah?
My personal number 1 last year was Kali Uchis.
I almost went with Kali Uchis.
Yeah. She is a Colombian singer that is just absolutely next level. She had performed on a couple like Gorillaz albums, Tyler the Creator singles and whatnot. Like she's shown up before, but who knew that she could put out an album that was basically kind of like bossa nova contemporary pop, basically.
Yeah.
Like just fun little songs that are jabby and pointed, and dreams about teeth, and just of course like weird little Damon Albarn synth pop numbers that come in.
And just another album that is absolutely solid start to finish and takes you on such a specific journey.
Mm-hmm. It feels like imbued with her personality, which I didn't really clock her for having much of a personality before.
Completely. Yeah. I felt like on the features that I'd heard from her before this came out that I was intrigued, but I wasn't sure what to make of her. Like I almost felt like her full potential was absolutely not shown off until, which makes sense. It's her debut album.
Right.
But like that album was definitely, it blew my expectations away.
Yeah. And then, so my backup choice was another person that we actually got a chance to see live last year, I want to say. And it came out in January of that year, too. But George Fitzgerald put out a fuck of an album. Let me tell you. For like, kind of like mid-down-tempo, like, not synth pop. That's not the right descriptor for it, but
I would almost call it trance.
Yeah, kind of like down-tempo trance pop almost, yeah.
Yeah, it's very heady, and just like really, it's this kind of thing that I would like if I went to Burning Man. That's who I'd want to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just like, I mean, like, kind of laid back, otherworldly. Seeing him live was also really, really fun, too, because he brought in this one vocalist who, when I emailed the publicist, was just like, yeah, I don't know who it was. They just saw reports of her, like, coming in and singing at the shows. I have no idea. I'm like, well, that's crazy, because she did a great job.
Oh, yeah, she was so good. She really, I felt like, because I felt like she did sing, no, she didn't sing any of the songs on the album. Those were all, like, artists we recognized, but, like, her vocals were, she really elevated a couple of the songs where I was like, I would go back and listen to it on the album and I was like, this one wasn't my favorite, but live, it was like
crystallized.
She really killed it.
Anyway, long story short, favorite. And also at that show, it was really fun because the girl in front of us was extremely intoxicated and was living her best life. She at one point, she's like, no, you should go to the front of the stage, and like push me up there. I'm like, okay. It was an interesting little set too. It was also at an interesting Sleeping Village, which I hadn't been to. Which I guess is a relatively new venue in Chicago, but it was just a nice, cool, like wine bar, kind of low key show kind of place. Really fun. But anywho, yeah, we just wanted to talk about that. We'll do a recap of our 2019 albums. I have some contenders right now. I have no idea. I have no idea what my number one is right now. I can tell you that.
I know what mine is.
Oh, you do?
I mean, but you know, things could supplant it.
Yeah. But who knows? But long story short, I just wanted to say we're still alive. We're coming right back at you with a very fun season I'm extremely excited about. And most importantly, thank you guys so much for listening. And listening while we've been on a freaking 9-month break.
It's crazy how many plays we've gotten while not releasing episodes.
Exactly.
To me.
I know. You guys are incredible. And now that we're on Spotify and iHeartRadio and all these other different places where you can get us, that's just great. And we're just going to keep it fun and free and fancy as we always do.
We the best music.
Yeah. Are we? We're the best talkers.
Are we even that?
No, I mean, you heard the episode you were listening to right now. We're not great. But long story short, I'm very excited for it. So I just want to say, hey, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the season, guys. Have a good one. Goodbye. Bye.
It's true.
Because we have the Happy Hour minisodes, we have the minisodes. I'm sorry. We have the Happy Hour minisodes, we have our main casts. I'm going to cut that part out later.